Hello guys, welcome to Alternate Future of the World, Part 8. So, let's get started. Let's start in the Japanese front. So, the Indonesian rebels, they're overwhelming. The Japanese Indonesia. They took Japanese and now with them just they've taken so much now that Japanese Indonesia surrenders. They capitulate. Without Japan's consent, they surrender / capitulate, same thing. And with that, all that's left is Japan itself. China, finding no other way to get around taking the islands, they go through a lot more bloody battles, and then just pretend they took these islands, because that's all part of the same province, so they would have already landed. So now, them and China and Russia prepare for the invasion of the Japanese mainland. Now to this front. The Russian Empire starts pushing Turkey back. Oh wait, no they don't. Turkey now that they have their country stabilized again, they are able to focus and they start pushing Russia back out of the Caucasus. Start pushing Russia back out of the Caucasus regions. So now the East European front. Wait, is that it? Oh yeah. Now the Eastern European front. So Russia pushes they push on the island of Copenhagen. They push on this island and they take the city of Copenhagen. And the rest of Denmark falls. And Kiel falls. And with Germany now, and with lots of rebellions popping up in Africa and Europe, the German Empire is being weakened now. And some rebellions managed to take a city. Start becoming, pretty big. And some rebellions start winning. And have managed to take at least one province now. So Algerian rebels had managed to take the first city they managed to take is Annaba. And now that they've taken the city, their goal is to take Algiers, right? Their current goal is to take Algiers. And Chad rebels. I'm not talking about a type of person. I'm talking about the people from Chad. But Chad is a Chad. They're a Chad country, obviously. So their first city is Gozbita. And their goal is just to take all of Chad and to take Kar too. So they can when Chad reforms, they can have that land. And the last rebellion is Malian rebels. There we go. And they take the city of Sikasso as their first city. Now back to the rise of fascist USA. They declare war on North Dakota, and they convince Oregon. And with that, Oregon, as part of an agreement they made, they declare war on Oregon as well. And the two push pretty quickly hard on North Dakota. Immediately, Fascist USA pushes and cuts off North Dakota from North Dakota. Actually, wait, no. Okay, this matters more. So actually, they cut off all of North Dakota's other holdings, non-North Dakota. All of their holdings that were not originally the state of North Dakota. And, or with that, North Dakota they fall back. And they keep falling back to here. And North Dakota manages to create an opening. And all the troops get out of that area. So all of their non-state of Dakota, North Dakota holdings fall. And now they just plan to hold North Dakota. So they take back Dickinson. But then Fascist has now surrounded them, and now they push from all sides, and North Dakota surrenders. Wait, no. I mean, they capitulate. Capitulate sounds better. So now their Fascist USA's plan is to next take out Texas. And as I said, Mexico's plan they carry out with it, and they declare war first on Guatemala. And they not Guatemala, Honduras. Push and take Guatemala City and take all of former Guatemala. Now back to the major big war, the Japanese. Now, Indonesia having all of Japanese Indonesia, Japan gives up with the Philippines and Indonesia, and they let them have their independence. And Indonesia does not give Malaysia independence. And now they immediately put the forces given to them by Japanese in the treaty, because of the treaty, at their border with Papua New Guinea, and immediately plan to take over Papua New Guinea. And now, so the Russian Empire and China are still getting prepared for their invasion. But during that, Russia gives China back their Manchuria land. They give back some more of it, but keep some so they can have access to... Actually, no, they give all of it back as long as China allows. And China allows, of course, obviously, they allow the Russian Empire to move their troops through there to the Korea. Did they have this? No. I don't know. The border was weird. I know that. Can't remember the exact border. I'm just gonna put it as that. That's not the exact border, I know. Pretty sure. Probably not. But, So, and also the Japanese Empire, saying that they're not really an empire anymore. They go back to Japan, but they did not leave in the war and make peace. They stay in the war. Yeah, they stay in the war. So, and Turkey now pushes Russian Empire completely out of the former Caucasus countries. And once again, it ends up being a stalemate with this front. Oh wait, I forgot this front. I forgot to have Russia push. But with Germany being in a pretty weakened by all these rebels now, Russia pushes on the Eastern European front. And they managed to take Warsaw, and the important city of Warsaw. And now they are pushing, and now they liberate Hungary and Slovakia. And they've liberated about half of Poland now. So now it's not looking as good as it used to look for the Germans. Now it's looking pretty bad for the Germans. So Algeria, they push and take the city of Tebessa and Constantine. Somalia. So Germany decides, but now Germany, so they can focus on Europe, they decide that Africa is not worth it, and they let them have independence. Somalia gets all this. They are much bigger than originally. So they now have former Burkina Faso and I forgot the name, Mauritania, and southern Morocco. And Algeria, they just get Algeria back. Actually, no. Italy has to end up giving. Spain has to give Morocco their part of Morocco, and their colonies right here that they've had for so long. And Italy has to release Libya. And former Tunisia gets split between Libya and Algeria. Like that. And with that, oh wait, no. Chad gets Chad back, but they also get the former lands of CAR, Central African Republic. That's what it stands for. It doesn't stand for the car that goes vroom vroom. It stands for a name, Central African Republic. And the word that would get me banned from YouTube and from life. If you said it in a different way, if you pronounced it different, if you just pronounced it a little different, it would get me banned from YouTube. But I don't think this should get me banned from YouTube. Niger. It's a country. Come on. Stop trying to get me banned. It's not the word. That's not. If I pronounced it a little different, it would be the word. And then you could ban me, because I would deserve it. But I would never say that word. I'm not racist. But yeah, that's a country. Its name is not the same as the word. Niger. I can't say the word, so I can't show how it's pronounced. Because that would be racist. And I'm not racist. So now, we go back to a year. And Fascist USA declares war on Oregon. And Oregon feels betrayed by this. So now, because how betrayed they feel, they fight till the very bitter end. So they get pushed so quickly. Fascist USA has gained so much strength now that Oregon is just no match for them. Oh yeah, this part got encircled. They crushed that. That got encircled. This got encircled and crushed. Yeah, they fought to the very bitter end. And finally, the war was won. Now, in Mexico, continues, they push and take former El Salvador. And then they push and take almost all of Honduras. And with that, and they took their capital as well. And with that, Honduras surrenders. They capitulate. Because that word sounds nicer. It sounds more sophisticated, to be honest. Okay, back to this front. So, they begin the invasion. And it's a success. A bloody success. That sounds like I was just being British and just cursing. But it was a success that a lot of blood had to be shed. Keep that in mind, that I can't show it on this. And I probably can't show it at all. It would probably get me banned. Too much blood. But yeah, just imagine that a lot of bloodshed. There was a lot of bloodshed with this fight against Japan. So China takes their southern island, and then Russia also pushes and take the most northern island. And China pushes and take this island, and then they push together then China took Hiroshima, which was a pretty Nagasaki. I guess that's important. Or I just think it's important because of the nuking in real life. And yeah, they push on the mainland together. And it is lots of bloodshed. Tons of bloodshed. And they just keep pushing. And then now they just get closer and closer to Tokyo. And then the two countries surround Tokyo. And the Japanese are finally defeated. And they are split in half just like this. And Korea gets... Actually, no. They're dead. No, that never happened. So China goes under control. Russian Empire gives the Koreas to China. They give Korea to China. China agrees to take it. And with that, Japan has been knocked, are the first ones knocked out of the war. So now this front, with no support, with even a bigger front and no support from the Germans, Romania begins being pushed, and they get pushed hard. And Italy is unable to save them, and then Italy starts getting pushed. And in response to this, and Russian Empire becomes Soviet Union again. Actually, just pretend they're still Russian Empire. I just changed to this so I could do this, so they won't look like the same country. Italy, in response to this, they release Yugoslavia as an independent state that's not in the war, so they don't have to fight to stay alive. So they don't have to fight against the Russian Empire and can directly and can stay alive. And they give Greece to the Ottomans. Turkey, not Ottomans. Their they're gone. Actually, their ancestors are Turkey. The Turks. They were the Turks. Their ancestor is Turkey. And Yugoslavia immediately starts to break down. And immediately just crashed. Just completely is torn apart. But it immediately is torn apart by, it's immediately torn apart. Just completely torn apart. And they just collapse. And lots of countries reform. All the Balkan countries reform, except one, but one just gets destroyed immediately. They are the reason. They have been the reason. They were the reason that Yugoslavia got created before, but they were just being used during that time. Serbia, and all the Balkans declared war on Serbia, and they demolished Serbia. And as soon as Belgrade is taken, they capitulate, and Kosovo gets the rest. Soviet Union, Russian Empire, now I can remake them as the Russian Empire. Let me do that. So Russian Empire, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, they decide to leave them alone, and they decide once they take Austria, they'll deal with Italy. And Italy won't be able to do anything to save themselves then. So yeah, now it seems to be over for the Axis. Because Germany now asks USA for help, expecting them to for sure say yes. Because that's the whole reason Germany funded that rebellion, to make them fascists. And they were actually funding them and helping them reclaim all this land. Without Germany, they would not be this powerful, and probably get destroyed by all the other countries because of them being fascist. So they declare war on California, the Californian Republic, and then Germany asks them to help them, and they say no. And Germany's surprised and really angry. And this is all as they are pushing into California. So they encircle these troops also. Those troops all get encircled. And they push and and they separate California from all of their non-Californian holdings. And all of those holdings fall extremely fast. And eventually California falls. And Germany is angry, but there's nothing they can do. They're losing the war. It's not like the war on fascist USA. That would be a terrible idea. So yeah, Germany is on their own. They did that rebellion to have, and once USA was all strong again, to have as in case things, they had USA as a backup plan in case things started going wrong, which they just did. But now, Germany's fate has been sealed. Because of USA, because of fascists. And now, and Mexico declares war on Panama, and they push and push and push and just demolish Panama. And when they take Panama City, they finally surrender. Now Mexico controls the Panama Canal, and now they prepare for war to get payback. And now they begin getting ready, and they are planning to for war against California. But then they realize that Fascist USA has taken, and they ask Fascist USA for their stuff back, and they say no. So Mexico prepares for war against Fascist USA instead. Oh yeah, and Germany asks for their money back, all their stuff back then, since they're not going to help them. And they say no to that also. So rip to Germany. Oh, there's no Japanese front now. So now, just as every other front, just as everything else is falling for the Axis, the Syrian rebels start taking it starts going well, and Turkey just gives an independence, tired of the rebellions. And then Cyprus, and the same for Cyprus. And Greece. So, you know what's gonna happen. With all the rest of the Axis failing and completely just falling now, Russian Empire now pushes once again on the Caucasus front. The Caucasus front has just been going back and forth, but this time it's not going to be going back and forth anymore. Russia keeps pushing, and this time it's not stopped. It's not ever stopped. So now they get to their farthest extent. This is the farthest they had ever gotten before. And they push past that for the first. And they get that far. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. And Russia pushes the front against the Eastern Europe. Well, it's not really Eastern, as much Eastern now. It's almost in the Western. Let's just say once it gets to Germany, that'll be Western. So they continue pushing on the Eastern European front. And they've almost completely liberated Poland. Actually, no, they do liberate all of Poland. They liberate Czechia. And then they liberate. And then they liberate Austria. Now, Eastern Europe is done, and now it's just Western Europe left. Oh yeah, they take this tiny island too. And they had actually made an invasion of Greenland, and Greenland wasn't defended really at all. So they take Greenland extremely quickly. And with this, Scotland and Ireland leave the war, with Germany failing badly now. And Italy leaves the war as well. And they take out San Marino and Vatican City for no reason. Because why not? And they give the rest of Switzerland to Germany. Now, Germany is all on their own. Actually, wait, no. Spain leaves too. Now they're officially on their own. Sorry about that. Burp. So this is really the only thing. Oh wait, no. This front. So now back to this. Oh wait, no, they're not alone. So Russia, they push even more, but they have naval invaded Istanbul, both parts, and with Istanbul being Turkey surrenders, and now Germany is alone. And now all that's left is to take Germany. So they push here, and now they push and try to encircle Berlin to cut off Germany from Berlin. So they managed to do it. Now they take all the cities around Berlin. And now Berlin is completely encircled. So they pretend they cut off all this. Whoops. They cut off all this, and then they went right there. And then some force came and crushed all the forces cut off from Berlin. And then they encircle Berlin and take Berlin. And with that, Germany finally surrenders. So the Treaty of Berlin. The Russian Empire. Okay, Germany has to release France. And Russian Empire threatens the rest of the former Axis to have to be in the treaty, or it will be done by force. So Italy, Spain, so they comply, and now Italy, Scotland, and Ireland are in the treaty. They already made it. Oh, and why Japan is in it? They already made a treaty with Japan. So France gets all of the land they had before being taken over back. First of all, they get all that back, and they also get the Rhineland. Now they have the Rhineland, not unlike World War II. This time they have the Rhineland under their full control, completely annexed. Unlike World War II in our timeline, Rhineland was just... Actually, no. Rhineland was occupied because of World War I, not after World War II. Or was it? Actually, it was occupied, but I don't know if it was France that time. I don't remember exactly. Belgium. Germany is to free Belgium, Luxembourg. Whoops. And the Netherlands. And they are to free Switzerland, Poland will be freed. Actually, no, they will not. Czechia will be freed. Austria will be freed. Hungary and Slovakia will be freed. Germany will get all this land back, but Berlin will be occupied. Oh wait, Austria gets the provinces of Munich, Passau, and Augsburg from Germany. Denmark is freed, and they get the provinces of Kiel, Lubeck, and Hamburg. Actually, Poland does get freed. Poland is freed. Actually, Poland occupies. Actually, Poland gets some land, and they will get the land around. They will occupy Berlin, and they will get the land around Berlin. They will be freed. So yeah, one of the biggest wars in this has ended. Yeah, one of the biggest wars in this have finally ended. Norway will be freed. Can't believe the war ended. Geez, that took a while to end. And I thought it would end in one 30-minute video. Wait, did the video end? Oh no. It just got rid of the pop-up. Oh wait, no, the pop-up's right here. Oh wait, this is 36 minutes? Oh, I need to end this. Okay, you'll see the rest of the treaty next part. I forgot to keep track of how long this video has been. See you in part 9.